In today's video, you're going to watch paint dry.
That's not exactly thrilling.
Do you think that's going to keep them watching, Christy?
No. I think we probably need to show them something else.
Okay, well, you are going to watch some paint dry, but that's just while we're talking about some other things. Stay tuned. We have several things for you today. First, we're going to show you a new venture that we've been working on for several years, but we haven't ever shown you on YouTube. And also, we just have some other updates, things we want to talk about. Just some little family business, I guess, that we might talk about here. Way back in 2011, we purchased this house. This is a house that we purchased specifically for rental. 2011, you know, that was the time when nobody wanted to buy anything. Everybody thought that the financial world was coming to an end. And so it was in February or March that we purchased this house, and no one else was interested. It was snowy and nasty, and it was a short sale, not really a foreclosure, but a short sale. The previous owner was an investor as well. It wasn't like the occupant was being foreclosed on. It was more a situation where the previous owner just couldn't afford to pay the bills. This neighborhood was built in 2005. And since it was built in 2005, we suspect that the initial prices on these homes and what they were sold for initially was much higher than what they were able to be sold for in 2009, 2010, and early in 2011. So a lot of people just, quite frankly, just like happened everywhere, just walked away. We painted these spindles in this whole front area in 2011. They actually looked pretty good until this last year or so, and even then they didn't look so bad. But we brought the power washer in here earlier this week, and when we got done power washing, you could see it needs some paint. It was chipping up and everything. It didn't look nearly this bad until we power washed it. A lot of our viewers are relatively new, and to all of you new viewers, I want to remind you that we have a website, TractorTimeWithTim.com, just like it is, all one word, TractorTimeWithTim.com. And on that website, we have a lot of information about the products we talk about, the ideas that we talk about, a lot about Johnny and things like that. We also have some links to some specials there that we really can't talk too much about on video because they're time sensitive, right? So a time sensitive special is not something we can do on YouTube very well because we leave our videos up essentially forever. So if I said, hey, there's a special during May or a special during June, and you're watching it in December, I mean, it's not very exciting to you, right? So those kinds of things we put on our website, as well as other things that's just harder to talk about on video and easier to read, maybe some more depth, more detail. It's also a way that you can find some of our videos without having to try to search through YouTube. I sometimes think it's hard to look at someone's channel and figure out all of their different videos. We've now got quite a lot of videos, and it's hard to kind of find all the topics. So we're working to try to have more and more information on our website. For instance, after this video and during this video, we'll probably begin to put up some information about our rental house. You know, maybe just some interesting thoughts we've had about being landlords and some of the experiences there. But overall, our website has information like that, just things that we have found, things that we've been interested in. Christy does a lot of the blogs now. I do some of them. Catriel's done a lot of them too. So there's a lot of blog posts or web posts, and a lot of times they link to a video, sometimes they don't. If you'd like to support us, we'd love it, and one of the easiest ways to support us, there's actually two ways right there on our website. You see an advertisement that looks remotely interesting to you, just go ahead and click that link. You don't have to buy anything, just go ahead and click and spend a few moments looking at the advertiser and come back and we'd be happy. Another thing is that if you see Amazon links, we get a small percentage from the Amazon link. So if you see something there that you're interested in purchasing, or even if you click through that link, go to Amazon.com, you can buy anything you want during that session, and we'll get a small cut of that too. So it's a way that you can support us and keep the videos coming without costing you anything, and that's good for all of us, right? For those of you who speak other languages, we really could use your help. We see our videos watched all over the world, and one thing that we can't do is to translate the information we have from English into other languages. So you can contribute those translations right there on YouTube. Just go in there and translate the title and the description. We would be very thankful. And if you're really motivated and if you like a particular video really well, you can also contribute some closed captioning text. And this should help make the videos more understandable to those in another country. Of course, Johnny speaks his own language and he doesn't really need any translator, but the rest of us, we kind of need the help. Another thing we want to do is we want to show you some of Catriel's updates from her community garden. She's taken some video earlier this week. I think we'll just show you that now. Take a look.
So it's May 25th and I'm back up at Purdue working over the summer, so I thought I'd give you guys a little update on the community garden. The towers look alright. The plants aren't quite growing as much as I thought they would or as fast as they would. I'm gonna assume that these plants, even though they're kind of the same size we saw them at first, are gonna start growing pretty much. It's kind of hard to see, but there's a stream of water flowing down to the top, and that, if there was a plant in here, would touch the moss and kind of get absorbed by it. So presumably that water has a nutrient solution dissolved in it that would help feed the plant. The plants along the fence row here are really growing pretty well. So, as we thought before, we do have a lot of cabbage and then some lettuce. Who knows what that thing is? I think it might be a pepper, but I'm not sure. It's kind of in the middle of a lettuce patch there. More cabbage, more cabbage. Some broccoli over here. This looks good. More lettuce. Spinach, I think. More cabbage. Peppers. Kale. Cabbage. Cabbage. Hey, if cabbage is what you got to plant, cabbage is what you got to plant. The individual gardens are looking pretty good too, and especially like in these wood signs we got here. I don't know who made those. Those are nice. And got some nice, I think, cabbage and kale growing in Joe's garden. And over in Mark's garden we have some cabbage, lettuce, radishes, I think, and some tomatoes. Now onto the big garden. So this garden behind me is looking pretty good. You might remember that this was the garden we thought just looked completely overrun with rocks after we tilled it and it rained. But it's actually looking like it's producing a good amount of stuff. Someone may have planted the beets a little too close. That's alright. Looks like the green onions are doing well. Lots of good stuff growing over here. And here's the potatoes. They're not quite as big as the ones we have at home, but they were planted a lot later. And they're actually looking pretty good. You'll remember that they've grown quite a bit since the last video. It looks like they're doing pretty well with the straw on top of them. I've never seen this done before, but it looks like it's working.
Hey Christy, what do we got coming up?
Well, we've been really busy over the last few weeks and have had some interesting projects for people. One was by a gentleman who had a fence put in, and they put part of the post in the wrong spot. So we had to go over and help them get rid of them, and that'll be interesting for everyone. And then another one was a lady who found a hillside slide project for her 3-year-old daughter. It involved several of our implements that should be really cool. So we'll get those out in the next couple of weeks. We had one other project that I can remember, Tim. The guy was having a really bad issue of a pond in his backyard that shouldn't have been there. And a reason for that pond was put in by the prior homeowner. So I can't wait to see that one come out, because a lot of people probably have this problem and may not even realize it, and we helped them fix it.
Yeah, we helped him fix it. We may have to go back to do some more work because it was just too wet to finish, but
right.
Wow, this was one area where Johnny really shined, and I thought it was going to be a little bit difficult, but we used the heavy hitch tooth bar. Oh my goodness, it worked beautifully.
It did, yeah, even though it was really wet.
So you'll see those coming up, so keep watching. Now that Christy's doing the video editing and is there full time to do it, we're able to establish a little better schedule. We've been trying to work through what we thought would be best for our channel, how many videos to put out a week, when to put them out, things like that. Right now we've settled on the following schedule. We want to try to release 2 videos per week every week, one on Tuesday and one on Friday. Each of those at 3 p.m. Eastern Time in the U.S. So Tuesday and Friday at 3 p.m. we'll try to introduce videos. Other videos like this one, just general, we might call them family business or general update videos, we're going to try to release on Sunday afternoon. And that would be more sporadic, but probably about 3 p.m., maybe a little bit later in the day on Sunday afternoon. So we're looking at getting a small tiller. Right now we're trying to decide between the Mantis tiller or a Honda tiller. You might put in your comments which ones you think we should buy. These are just these little ones. Well, you've seen the Mantis tiller probably.
4-cycle, you said. But
Yeah, I want the 4-cycle engine. I think the Honda engine, that's what I really want. But I want to see which one of those our viewers think I should maybe take a look at. So I'm looking at one of those really small tillers, the ones that bounce and shake and do bad. I told Christy one time years ago, when I tried one out, that if I ever threatened to buy one, she needed to whack me.
so I get to whack him.
Yeah, so if you see any bruises, that's probably why. But now I think it's actually a good idea. I'm not sure how that transformation happened, but
I'm not either.
we're getting about done with these spindles now, so it's probably a good time for us to say goodbye to you. We've enjoyed having you today, and it's a little different type of video, but next time we'll be back to Johnny. Hey, take a look at our website, again, TractorTimeWithTim.com, and we'll see you next time on Tractor Time with Tim. Hey, that's April.
I know.